What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Average Guys Gourmet. Once again, I'm your host, Tony Rican, and this time I'm prepping for WrestleMania. Yes, I'm a wrestling fan, and I'm having people over to watch the big show, so I'm going to make an appetizer for everybody. We're going to have Jack Daniel's pulled pork fried raviolis. Sounds great, doesn't it? I know I love it. My wife loves it. I know you'll love it. So let's go ahead and jump right in and get started. So my Jack Daniel's sauce, I'm starting with my water, my pineapple juice, soy sauce, teriyaki. Let's make sure I get all this in here. There we go, my teriyaki. Little bit of cayenne. You don't need too much of this, just a little bit of cayenne in there. And then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put my brown sugar in. Okay, I'm going to go until everything's mixed together here. When we have all those things mixed together, we want it to come to a nice boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to reduce the heat. We're going to let it simmer, then we'll introduce our other ingredients. Now that I have everything simmering, I'm going to add the rest of my ingredients. My garlic, pineapple, I have oil and lemon juice mixed together, just because I was running out of containers. My onion. And lastly, my Jack Daniel's. Now, I'm going to go ahead and mix this together. I'm going to let it simmer on the stovetop. We're going to go about 40 minutes or so once it's all nice and mixed together. We want this to reduce down to about half of the liquid we have here. So let's go ahead. I'll let this cook. We'll come back. I'll show you what we're looking at. So I've let the sauce simmer for about 45-50 minutes. It's reduced down a lot. You can see it's thickened up a lot. Your sauce is ready to go right now. You can go ahead and brush this on. You can dip in it, whatever you want to use it for. This is going to taste great in our recipe. Once your Jack Daniel's sauce is done on the stove, go ahead and pull it from the heat. Let it get to about room temperature. Now, for this recipe, I'm mixing it with a smoky barbecue sauce. Pick whatever your favorite smoky barbecue sauce is. We're using a Jack Daniel's Original 7 just to go ahead and keep the Jack Daniel's theme going. So what I did is I used a 3-to-1 to make a cup. So I used 3/4 cup of the Jack Daniel's sauce I made on the stove and a 1/4 cup of my barbecue sauce. I'm going to go ahead and take that. I'm going to pour it over my pulled pork that I prepped. If you need a pulled pork recipe, I do have one. We'll go ahead and throw the link up, get you there. So I just want to lightly coat the pork in this. So I'm just going to mix everything together. And that's it. Really, this is all you need to do. The pork is now ready for our ravioli. So let's go ahead and start stuffing them, cooking them, and getting the ravioli set. Now that you have everything made, we have our Jack Daniel's sauce and our pulled pork. We have our egg wash. We have our breading. The instructions for the breading is down in the description. Don't worry, I didn't leave you hanging. We're going to go ahead and we're going to throw our raviolis together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my wonton wrapper, take a little bit of the egg wash, and put it on there. Take a little bit of this pulled pork, put it right in the middle there. You want a good amount so that way they can taste what they're getting, but you don't want so much that it's going to come squirting out. I'm going to take the second wrapper, Put it on top. You want to make sure you have this nice and sealed. You don't want anything spewing out while you're frying it. Then I like to take my cookie cutter and shape my ravioli just to give it a nicer look. You don't have to do this. This is just a little personal thing I do because I like it. So now that I've got my nicely shaped little ravioli here with the pulled pork inside, I'm going to once again take my egg wash and coat both sides. Then I'm going to drag it through my breading here. Make sure I get a nice coating on it. And then there you go. Your ravioli is ready for frying. I'm going to go ahead and drop it in the basket here. Now when you're going to fry, you want to heat your oil to 350 degrees. Then you're going to drop your ravioli in only for a couple minutes until they're golden brown. I have a fryer. It's a little bit easier. You can do this on the stovetop in a saucepan. Just make sure your oil is hot enough. And that's it. That's how simple this recipe is. And trust me, this tastes great. You guys will love them. So I went ahead, I fried the pulled pork raviolis for about a minute each. They came out great. And I mean, look at these. These things are beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to eat these now. I'm not going to wait for my guests. Oh my God. This is awesome. So go ahead, shut the camera off. I'm going to enjoy this. You cook it. You enjoy it. We'll see you guys later.